This bill is good. Banks are more, did you ever see a situation where banks lost or something? They are always making profit. And you cannot get credit, whatever collateral we have. You will just follow the bureaucratic process, and at the end you will see. So it's from the electronics monies they are making from I and you that they should sacrifice 0.5%, and they are the major victims of the cybercrime. They are the major victims. Nigeria lost about 28 billion naira to different forms of cybercrime in 2022. Globally, 2.8 trillion billion, the world is losing for cybercrime. And what this cybersecurity is doing, data. And data is the next oil. If we don't have a proper data, how are we going to plan? Your first question has to do with an observation or amendment made by Honorable Kuye during the plenary regarding the Attorney General's function or acting. To my understanding and to the general principles of our procedures, if we pass a law, I think it's the Attorney General that will transmit it to Mr. President to sign it, and it becomes a law. So the issue of him not functioning or not, to me, does not even arise, because Mr. President have signed the law, signed the bill into law, and then that's what even make it to the NSA to follow it up for its implementation through the Central Bank of Nigeria. And it will interest you to know, maybe if you didn't know, the law is not a new law. It was an amendment. If not, it was enacted far back 2015. And CBN, I have a copy of the document that made same resolution and conveyance to all the financial institutions and the concerning agencies on the 1st of May 2018. And there are two letters, if you compare that of 2018 and the one that they circulate to the institutions last week, they contradict. So that's why the House is at plenary today, to clear the air that it's not what the law actually says that was circulating on the media. So the House took its position and stands to make sure that the law as passed should be implemented. Thank you very much. My opinion is regarding the bill. It's a very good bill. It's a bill that constituted about 49 pages. We are only discussing section 44. There are several sections of the bill which has to do with even disenfranchise the rights of customers in banking institutions. Like, for instance, your money you have transferred and it has not reached the end user, you will keep on going to the bank day and night. But with this act fully implemented, you have the right, if within 72 hours your money has not been reversed, I think the financial institution are about to pay like 5 million naira or so, and several more. But coming to the question, is it necessary? It's necessary, more than necessary. To me, it's long overdue. If you look at the definition of cybercrime, and then cybersecurity, it simply means to forestall and stop all form of criminal activities before its occurrence. Today, all of us have our phones with our hands, which simply means that if 80% of Nigerians have access to mobile phone, this simply implies that 80% of Nigerians have access to internet. Nigeria, in terms of talent, capacity, etc., we are doing wonderfully well. The Yahoo boys you're seeing, or the cybercrime committed across the globe, even if you are in America also, you will see that Nigeria, they are Nigerians. Why? It's because they are left unutilized. Financial institutions drives, for instance, if you look at the cryptocurrency issue now, Nigeria is the #9 holder of the crypto market in the world as of today. And these transactions are here to stay. If you look at the financial technology, the fintech space, we don't even have a coherent data to monitor such activities. So if you have a solid coherent cybersecurity, which means you can be able to protect and defend your cyberspace proactively before the crimes happen. If not, as I'm speaking to now, for instance, I cited it during my observation. Belgium as a country with a population of less than 11 million naira, they spend 3 times of our budget only on cybersecurity. Do we have such kind of money? Our major source of revenue is the oil. But what we are saying is that it's not, coming to your question, it's not individual or people that are to be taxed. For instance, your monies are being charged when you perform any electronic transaction at 53 naira from a financial institution. It's from that 53 naira that they are giving at the end of every month 0.5%. Insurance, government is paying insurance to insurance companies, and they are being regulated by the National Insurance Commission. So therefore, the monies the insurance companies got at the end of the month is the monies that the cyber security fund will be remit. That's why Section 2, the second schedule of that act, clearly stated 5 organizations: mobile money operators and financial institutions, telecommunications, stock exchange, insurance companies, internet service providers. These are the main businesses. He's talking of business. It's clearly on the Section 44, subsection 1 of the Act. He's talking of the second schedule. The second schedule says the businesses. So the businesses are these 5 businesses that are to charge. And all these 5 businesses are under the regulation of either CBN, NCC, NACON, or Stocks Exchange Commission. So there is no way they can, it can affect an individual. The bill did not at all talk to an individual. It's strictly talking to electronic transaction performed by the second schedule. And the second schedule are the 5 agencies I mentioned. Coming to your last question, difference between 0.5% and 0.00%. If I say now 1 million of 0.00, the off here implies multiplication. But if I have 0.5%, which means 0.5 divided by 100 is still 0.005. So why it was not implemented earlier on is because of the percentage sign has not been enacted there. So therefore, what we did at the 10th Assembly is only to put that percentage sign. It was enacted 2015, but there was no percentage sign. So 0.005 of what? So that's why now it did the word 0.005, expunge it and put 0.5%. So which means if you have 1 billion, you will take 0.5%, half of 1 is going to the cybersecurity fund, domicile in CBN. And before this money will be spent, it must be appropriated. And Section 48 of that act clearly stated that 40% of such money can be used to terrorism fighting, which means police can use that money. We have been deliberating a lot of issues about security, insecurity. So 40% of this money can be spent to insecurity on terrorism. So there are insecurity issues across the world. Then in total, you have made mention of police has their budget, NSA has, what's the budget of NSA? How much is the budget of our defense? Take Egypt, 89 million people. 4 times the budget of their defense is 4 times that of our own. Angola, as a country with 27 million people, they are spending nothing less than $21 billion on their security. Why Nigeria? Why are we pretending we are the giant of Africa? This bill is good. Banks are more, did you ever see a situation where banks lost or something? They are always making profit. And you cannot get credit, whatever collateral we have. You will just follow the bureaucratic process, and at the end you will see. So it's from the electronics monies they are making from I and you that they should sacrifice 0.5%, and they are the major victims of the cyber crime. They are the major victims. Nigeria lost about 28 billion naira to different forms of cyber crime in 2022. Globally, 2.8 trillion billion the world is losing for cyber crime. And what this cyber security is doing, data. And data is the next oil. If we don't have a proper data, how are we going to plan? I stepped down the motion because I'm the chairman of that committee. Had it been the motion is coming from someone, not me, definitely it will still refer back. It does, I didn't step it down because it lacks merit or support. No. It's because I already have the powers to summon the NSA and the commandant of the presidential airplane, which is the prayer in that motion, for them to explain. For them to explain. The vice president last week was 1 hour airborne when the aircraft developed a problem that has to come back and land. As I'm speaking to you this morning, he's using a commercial flight to KP, the vice president of Nigeria. And that aircraft belongs to an individual, which means we cannot as a country. And that aircraft belongs to the Nigerian Air Force. That's why the presidential jet is called the Air Force One. So therefore, it's a shame. When Mr. President wants to leave on official duty from Riyadh to UK, he uses a chartered flight. In 21st century? No, come on, not Nigeria. Let's be serious, please. Our pride defines our capacity. Believe it. And we have appropriated enough funds, to my understanding, for them to maintain this aircraft. So that's why I say the NSA should come. And I want you to do public like this when he arrives. What is happening? We have all what it takes as a country, not only to maintain the aircraft. When the first Nigerian Airways from history landed in Saudi Arabia, there was not even proper runway for such aircrafts. We donated the first aircraft. What is Saudi Air doing now? And coming to the technology, Saudi Arabia as a country invested $41 billion only on AI. We're still discussing cybercrime, artificial intelligence that yet to happen. So all of us, we need to wear our thinking caps, give room to this law, let the law even start, and let's see. Let it stand. So I think we will do that investigation. We will write tomorrow to the NSA to invite you, and I will inform you if he appears before the committee, and he will answer this question.